All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another round of Run 8 gameplay, and we're going to be picking up with our rock train where we left off in the last vid. You remember we went up to Talbotton, we ran around it, and we headed back south. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this thing south for a little ways, this little 9,000-ton bowling ball. It is 3,125 feet long, 8,995 tons, so 9,000 tons packed in 3,000 feet. She's pretty stout, right? It's pretty stout train, pretty solid. We got two Dash 9s on the head end and a Rent-A-Wreck on the bottom, SD42. Same consists that we had before. So this is exactly the same train. Basically, we're just going to take her south. All right, there we go. All right, I think we're good. I have to kind of like get my bearings with the train for a little bit as far as like how it's going to run and respond. So here we go. We're coming by Junction City Mining, Heath Quarry. So if you guys remember, we started down here at Mark Marietta's where we loaded, or we didn't load it, we picked the train up. They loaded it for us. I think they have some kind of company switch engine down there or something that they use. We do have 40 and 1.7 miles. We got this 1% downgrade right here on a straightaway. This thing's going to run with you like no tomorrow. On this, it's showing us as a 60-mile-an-hour train, but that's not right. It should be 50. We should be 50. Absolutely 50-mile-an-hour train. They wouldn't take these junk hoppers 60 mile an hour down the tracks. There's no way. There we go. Alright, I think we're good. Coming up on Highway 90, got to clear. It'll be CSXK 781, got to clear Highway 90, 9023 south out. I don't think it's the same engine number. I thought we were like 9030 or something last time, maybe. Trying to think how we're going to slow this thing up a little bit down here. I think what we're going to do is use air. Yeah, I think air would be the way to go. Go ahead and bail it off. I just like having the power available. Like having the power at my touch at any moment that I need it. I want to have it, right? All right, let's kill the bell. Going down a little bit more here. Once again, get 10 so we won't get stuck brakes. As usual, I was never a real-life engineer. I was just a lowly conductor, but all this is like observations that I kind of made. And even more so, just kind of what I figured out what works in game pretty good. So what works in game and what's enjoyable, right? I think that's what it's all about. All right, let's knock them off. Open the throttle a little bit here. All right, so we're coming down to our 40 is going to be right up here in the curve. We got a 40 on the diamond. There you go, right there. With us being so short and heavy, she's going to be really draggy on us. I don't think this 35 is going to be any kind of an issue at all. I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Oh, we got the downhill now. Never mind. Let's think about these undulating grades. Like it's up and down, right? Constantly up and down. Go back out with throttle just a little bit here. Let her slow herself up. If she'll do it, she may not. That's the thing about the bowling balls, right? Like you're all on the grade, you're all on the uphill, or you're all on the downhill. There's no draping at all with these trains. I always felt like longer trains were easier to run because they drape over multiple grades at one time and they kind of average out, right? Like a bowling ball like this doesn't. It's either all or nothing. We're gonna go in there a little bit fast, but it'll be all right. She may slow down. All right, got 35 on the diamond. Got a little slack running in and out. So this is where we started out at. Right here. This is where we start out at the very first video. And I want to say that stub end spur back there, I want to say I remember seeing like an old GE that used to sit there. I guess that's maybe what they used down in there to switch. I remember it being gray, and it was a lease unit. It was some kind of a lease unit. I can't remember if it was a C30 or a B23, but it was something like, it was an old Dash 7 that sat there. You'd see it from time to time, and then you would see our power sitting down there too. Like I said, oh, we got an approach on a distant brown sand because Otto didn't get us the lights. I hope we can catch it before we get by, because we're gonna have to go around there looking out, and that's going to suck on the south or on the north end of brown sand. Yeah, we got to go around there looking out. That's going to suck big time. There's a 1% grade down there. There's a 1% coming around to the north end of brown sand, and is like a really sharp curve, and a 1%. It's not very long, but it's going to be long enough for us. All right, there's our 40 diamond board. That's a really easy one to miss right there. Let's count him off. There we go, Junction City. Junction City is a really cool location. Got a big, really big, long fill through there. Man, we're kind of a little laggy today for some reason. I don't know what's going on with that. That's all right. We'll go around there looking out. Like I said, we could dial him up. He'll say, yeah, I'll get you lined up on the north end of brown sand, but we don't know what's down there. We really don't. That's the one thing I can't stress enough. Like, that happened to some of our guys in real life up in Atlanta at Chapel Road. You have to wait at Chapel Road before we went in the yard at Tilford up there. Of course, Tilford's no more. They ripped it out. But you couldn't pass Chapel Road before going around to Tilford. And I'm trying to think, what was that signal up there at the end of double track? Was it Bellwood? Yeah, Stratford was on the south end, and I think it was Bellwood on the north end. So you'd sit there at Chapel Road, and then they would say, come on to Tilford, right? And so they did that, but this was the yardmaster. This was the mainline yardmaster told them that. And but they didn't talk to the dispatcher, and so the dispatcher, like, the yardmaster told him to come on, but the dispatcher didn't know anything about it, and so they left off Chapel Road and went around to Bellwood, and they had a stop signal, and it was like a 1% grade down, and just, yeah, they got bought, but because they didn't go up there looking out. Usually, I think it was pretty much coordinated between the yardmaster and the dispatcher, but in that instance they didn't, and so they expected to have a light up there, and they did not.
Equipment defect detector milepost 7-6.
There we go. Junction City, cool location with this big fill. Like I said, it's one of the biggest, probably the biggest fill I can remember anywhere on the railroad. All right, let's go up here. Looking out, we'll use a little light dynamic. All right, let's start our dynamics up. And we have that 1% up here as well, too, which is really going to drag us down, especially going around that right-hand curve, which is basically right up here. This would be a good location for this little short train to squat. I say squatty train to squat, but yeah, either way, like, it would be really easy for it to squat up here.
ESX. Equipment defect detector milepost 762.7.
I don't want to get too deep into dynamics, so I can come right back out and go back into power. All right, you see we're on to 0.92% up right here. This is a bad spot right here. It really just is. Coming around here to this siding, looking out is A bad spot on a tonnage train. All right, there we go. This should work out pretty good right here. Ran a little slack out on her there, but it's a rock train. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I don't care. Oh, you see how she's squatting on us so quick right here. Like, we may not have even needed to use dynamics to come around here looking out, honestly. Like, yeah, I'm afraid if we stop, we won't get started again right here. Come on, go. Go, baby, go. Come on. Come on, go. Don't stop on me, please. Yeah, she may stall right here, guys. She may actually... Oof. Yeah. Oof. Oh, we're going in at Brown Sand. Okay. We've got to meet. We're going to be meeting someone here. It didn't help the GEs are so slow to load too. These two GEs, these Dash 9s are really slow to load up. Yeah, that's a bad spot right there on this train. That's a really tricky spot. I think if we'd used air, she definitely would have squatted right there. And I don't think we would have ever got it going on that. Like I said, with the 1% and that curve there, I don't think it would have ever started. We definitely could have come out of dynamics a little earlier. We probably could have come out like 25 or 30 maybe, because once it got, like, once she started slowing down, she really slowed down. All right, well, we'll head in at Brown Sand. We'll slow her up a little bit through the switch here. Back in the day, they used to say you couldn't go across level crossings or switches at more than notch 4. I don't know if that's a thing now or not anymore, because the power has, like, improved and that sort of thing. We're gonna fudge on that. We're gonna have to fudge on that a little bit. I think back in the day it was one of those rules where it was put out there, but like it may not have been adhered to all the time, you know. Like, I don't remember. I remember us pulling like number 8 through switches and stuff like that, but also goes back to that whole thing, like, don't push back against your train, you know, to hold it in place. That was something that they, you know, I absolutely remember engineers doing that all the time, and that was very much a no-no, but, you know, they did it. All right, I think we're good on the sand. We'll go ahead and kill that. All right, so Brown Sand's what, about 10,000 feet, give or take? I don't know, does it say on here? Does it say? Yeah, 10,419 feet. So we'll clear up plenty and then some. We'll have about 7,000 feet left over. It is 25-mile-an-hour siding, so we do have to watch that. And it dips down like towards the south end. I think it dips down. I know it climbs out, but so yeah, it dips down. It's kind of like a bowl right here. We'll just kind of ease along over there. I have to get in no hurry. I think right up here is where it really starts to drop off and dip around this curve. we'll just idle up there. Seems like to me when you're in idle in game, when you're just kind of coasting along idle in game, that's like when you get a lot of slack running in and out. The train's kind of doing its own thing. I guess it's through life as well too, right? Like you're not really pulling on it and stretching it, and you're not really pushing against it and bunching it. It's just kind of free rolling. This is just one you have to be really careful with because, like I said, it can get away from you really fast because it's so short and stout. Proceed on signal indication. Did he give us an in and out? I bet he did. I bet he gave us an in and out. I don't know why he does that. Let's cheat. No, he didn't. Okay, never mind. We did meet someone. Alright, so got some rock hoppers in the storage track up here. You see that a lot. It used to be full of rock hoppers all the time. I'm not really exactly sure what they did with those. Like I know they use them for the there we go, there's local. That looks like it's gonna be 723. He's gonna turn up here. He's gonna turn up here. That's cool. Yeah, it's gonna be not 723, 724. Got a few rock hoppers drop off too as well. So yeah, it used to be rock hoppers up here all the time. This is of course the new pack, the mixed freight car pack 4. It's got these rock hoppers, got some nice Ortners in it, and a I think an LPG tank as well too. These are these hoppers, the CSX hoppers, are listed as H9s. They're not traditional H9s. H9s was a the Seaboard Coastline rock hoppers that they bought from Bethlehem. These cars are they're more like the Raceland rebuilds. They're longer. They're like 46 feet long and so many inches. H9s are shorter. They're a shorter car. I can't remember exactly how long they are, but they're definitely, they weren't 49, they weren't 46 feet. All right, you see how fast she ran us through that little dip right there. We're just gonna go with it. All right, looks like we got a medium clear out of the siding up here. Yeah, we got a medium clear out of the siding, South Brown Sand. Okay, 781. All right. You should start slowing up on us here. Either way, really nice rock hoppers. They're definitely like something that's very much needed in the Southeast because there's tons of rock trains. Alright, there we go. We'll probably take this thing down the fall line, down the big hill. The big hill between Rupert and Malk. Alright, so that's one meet out of the way. That was 724, the local back in the day. Those limits were Waycross to Manchester, but I really don't remember that train in Manchester. I could totally be wrong, but I feel like they turned at Brownshead. I don't think they really had a reason to come up to Manchester. Could be wrong. Not to say that I just completely had a brain fart on that, but I think they turned at Brownshead. Alright, it's going to be a good little pull here out of Brown Sand. Especially for this train. course, we got the sand place up here, the Brown Brothers, or I think later on it was Uniman, maybe. But it was Brown Brothers for a long time, and that's actually how brown sand got its name. It's not from the color of the dirt. It was actually from Brown Brothers sand. Through there, she's pulling out pretty good. 1% grade out of there, so yeah, it's pretty stout. It's a pretty stout grade. We got some sand cars in there being loaded up. All right, so we do have another meet somewhere out here. I'm going to assume he's going to be on the double main up here. Probably so. We'll peek and see. Yeah, all right, we got someone to meet on the double main. You see that we crest, and then we got some hogbacks up here, some riprap, whatever you want to call it. Challenging to run. I'm telling you right now, the Fitz is super, super challenging to run. I dare say it's probably the most challenging out of all the routes. It's probably got more grade changes and things like that than any of the others. You have our headlight on. Didn't even realize I didn't have our headlight on. Well, that helps. It helps to have the headlight on. I thought we had it on. This is like the second time I've started this video today. I ran into a problem earlier. Had to start it over, and I guess I just forgot to cut it on. Our time's looking at 24 minutes into it. Alright, kill the bell. Maybe we get up a little speed here. We should be able to. Like I said, it's showing us as a 60-mile-an-hour train, but we're not. We're absolutely 50. Bulk trains back in the day were 50. I don't know what they are now. Like I said, I don't keep up with that stuff. But back in the day, they're absolutely 50. Should be fun to take down the big grade. The big 7-mile grade between Malk and Rupert. Alright, CSX K781 got cleared just at the Malk. 9023 South Outs. Nice little farm over here. Nice little details, right? This is totally the way it was. It really was. Nice mixture of woodland and agricultural. And it changes as you go further south. It absolutely changed. About Will Turner Road, or if this is Pirates of the Caribbean. Will Turner from Pirates. Alright, let's back off just a tad. And as you see, I've never mentioned this before, but we've transitioned to concrete cross ties. This is the way it was back in the day as well, too. Like somewhere north of Malk here, it went from predominantly concrete ties to wood ties because of the curvature and stuff like that. They said the concrete wasn't good for up there. And of course, concrete on the main, wood on the siding, wood on the switches. It's kind of interesting how they did that back in the day. All the switches were wood, which is interesting because it was vice versa on the Lineville side, the adjoining sub just north of here. We had nothing but wood cross ties, but we had at least maybe 2 sidings that had concrete switch ties. I think Coosa Pines was one, and where was the other one at? I'm trying to remember. I was always told that it was a test bed. They tested a lot of stuff on the Lineville sub for some reason, and so they put those concrete switch ties in on some of the sidings to test them out and see how they'd hold up. Yeah, you see another big sag right here, big hogback. That's a good one. Little private crossing there we missed. Sometimes they slip up on you if you're not really just paying attention. They'll definitely slip up on you. Let's see what she gets up to in this sag here. Now I'm trying to think, what else did they test on the Lineville side? They tested the radio powered or radio operated switches. That was a plate. That was something else that they tested there. I want to say the Lineville sub was the first sub that the Atlantic Coastline tested, like some of their big new 6-axle power, like the SD45s, SD35s. I done got gunshot on the horn. They tested that there. I want to say radio. They tested radio on that line the first time. They tested a lot of stuff up there over the years. All right, we're coming up to Malk Storage. I don't ever remember seeing anything in Malk Storage up there. Malk used to be a siding. It used to be a siding right here back in the day, and a station stop, or back during the steam engine days. So I guess Malk Storage is what's left over from the old steam engine siding back in the day. Anyway, cool spot. I like it with the dirt road on the side there. Crossed Georgia 90 twice. So of course we got the big grade. It's going to drop off a little bit, and then it'll stair step. It'll kind of flatten out, and then it'll drop off really good. All right, there we go. Good old Nats. All right, CSX K781 got it clear by Malk. Single main at number 1, 9023 south out. Sometimes you lose these crossings because, like, the whistle posts get mixed up in the ground clutter with the text. All right, so we got 45 coming up. All right, killed the bell. So far, so good. He's running pretty good. Not a bad train. She does keep you on your toes, right? All right, let's go ahead and grab some air. Let's get 10. There, that should be good. See what she does here. So right about here's where it flattens out. Yeah. Yeah, it drops off pretty steep initially. Flattens out a little bit, then drops off again. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to let go of that air or just hang on to it. I mean, we got the 45 coming up. She's going to slow us down a lot more than that. What we may do, we'll try this. Sometimes you just got to experiment with the train that you're running, right? And just kind of figure out what it wants to do. I'm trying to decide if I want to just go in dynamics. Our grade's going to start picking up here shortly. It should right up here. We'll see. I can't remember exactly where it starts at. Yeah, actually it's picking up. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll stay in light power, and then we'll come out and go into dynamics, and then we may have to use some air on the big part of the grade. Like I said, sometimes it's trial and error. Sometimes you just kind of got to figure out what works best. Greyhound Dog Road. How you like that name? Yeah, she's picking up good. She's going to start going really good here in a second. All right, CSX K781 got clear by trash dump number 1 main, 9023 south outs. Start gathering it up. There's our 45. This train's probably going to need air in addition to dynamics, I would assume. Maybe. We'll see what she does. You've been expecting to see our other train anytime now, the other one that we're meeting. We're meeting a Q682 up here. Yeah, let's go ahead and give her some air. And we'll back out of the dynamics a little bit. There she is. U682 out of Waycross to Nashville back in the day. Used to have a lot of UP power on it. That was a good little train. That was actually one of my favorites to catch back in the day. It was really nice. It was always really short and always had good power on it. All right, coming through Charing. Charing used to be another station stop back in the day. Steam engine days. All right, there's our resume speed. We'll go ahead and count that off. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that. And I think what we're going to do is grab a little more air. All right, 682 train looks good. I don't know if his marker's hanging though. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's back there. All right, let's go on and grab 10. Should be coming out of that 45 anytime. There you go, right now. All right. Come out of the dynamics here some. It's just such a short, squatty train. It really just is. Like, it, coming around to the north end of Brownstand, looking out for that stop there, whatever kind of signal we're going to have, really kind of told me a lot. Like, so I'm trying to think, like, I'm thinking ahead how we're going to transition as we get down towards Rupert, where the grade starts to lessen a little bit. We could probably go to dynamic, like release the air and go back into dynamic and just ride the dynamics down at that point. So anyway, we got a clear by Dyson, number 1 main, CSX K781. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We'll go back into dynamic, we'll release the brakes, and we'll just ride the dynamics. It should be fine. We'll probably, I don't know, we'll probably take this train maybe to Ideal. Ideal might be a good spot to call it. I don't know, I hadn't decided yet. We'll see. I don't want the videos to get like too terribly long, you know, like in 40 minutes to an hour might be all right. You guys let me know in the comments. You like the longer videos running a train, or do you like the current format, like 40 minutes to an hour or something like that? There, Cochrane Road. She's starting to slow up on us a little bit here. Grade slacked off just a tad. All right, CSX K781 got clear distant to Rupert. Number 1 main, 9023 south outs. Yeah, it's starting to slack up. I think it's going to be about time to go ahead and release brakes. We got a little wiggle room to play with as far as our speed. You know, I don't think we've ever gone down number 2 main in game. All right, let's hang out right here, see what she does. All right, Mount Sinai Church Road. That's what that is. I don't know, some people, I'm the worst. Like, if I don't know exactly how it's pronounced, then I'm the worst at pronunciation. But that's Mount Sinai. Bit more dynamic there. Got 45 and 1.8 miles. I think that's just past the south end of just past Rupert, right? I think that is. I swear, I'm itching like crazy. I've been working outside in the yard, and we got like Texas-sized mosquitoes this year. They're just eating us up. They're so bad. Mosquitoes, like, this is the worst I think I've ever seen mosquitoes up here. Like, usually they're not a problem, but man, they're everywhere up here, and they're huge. They're absolutely huge. They're like helicopters flying around. They're so big. All right. We got to clear by Rupert. Yeah, clear by Rupert's. 9023 south out. We said before in previous videos, Rupert's the old siding here. It used to be like an 8,000 foot siding here. 7 or 8, something like that. So it was just Rupert and Brown Sand. You had a pretty good long stretch between those two that there wasn't anywhere to meet, right? And then add the grade on top of that. So in other words, you would be sitting at Brown Sand for a long time waiting on a northbound. I never had to do that. They had just finished this when I hired out. They had just finished a double main. I think it had been done maybe a year. All right, let's get slowed up for this 45. There we go. All right, I think we're good. Yeah, it's predominantly downhill. For the most part, like almost all the way to Oglethorpe, it's for the most part downhill, right? Like there's a few ups and downs here, or a few, you know, rises here and there, but there's a little bit of a grade pulling out of the south end of Ideal. Back out a little bit more. It's almost like it's stair steps, you know. It kind of goes down and it flattens out. It goes down, flattens out. It might have a little bit of a rise here and there, but nothing major. Nothing major you have to worry about, though. It's enough to really slow this train down. I got a little rain in the distance there. I'd absolutely love to see better weather effects in game. I think that would be amazing. Yeah, man, she's really dragging down through here. We're on a downhill, but come all the way out, see if she'll pick up a little bit. I don't want to pull on it because I feel like we're going to have to go right back in down. Yeah, like we're on a 0.82 now. It's going to pick up big time here in a minute. All right, CSX case 781 got it cleared by 743, 9023 south outs. Yeah, I think she's going to start rolling pretty good. It's like I said on this train, it's like it's either slowing down like crazy or speeding up like no tomorrow. There's really no in between. All right, let's go back to B1 and start gathering the slack a little bit. I like this rail fan location right here. Someone done parked their RV, got their chairs out there, right? That's nice. I love it. That'd be a good spot. Nice out of the way spot. No one bother you. All right, yeah, it's kind of flattened out a little bit. We got another downhill up here. This would be a spot where she'd run you really fast because it's tangent. Just let her do her thing. Like I said, I just think it'd be best to kind of coast along instead of like constantly in and out of power and dynamic. Ooh, had some slack run out there. Nice. No, so we're back on 50-mile-an-hour track, so that's good. By the Ideal DD and by Southland. Southland was another station stop back in the day as well too, back in the Steam days. It's nothing there now, right? Just a defect detector. Back in the day, I want to say like there was a little community there. Nice spot though. Another one of my favorite spots in game right through here. I don't know why. There's just something about it is really nice. Alright, it's kind of flattened out a little bit here. Let's go ahead and come out. We'll pull on it some. Probably going to run fast up here, yeah. Well, no, I don't know. It looks pretty flat through there. I think it'll be all right. We got on our light up here. All right, got a clear distant to Ideal, 9023 south out. We got some distant to Ideal.
Equipment defect detector milepost 740.8 no defect total axle 298 engine transmission.
Yeah, we'll pull on her a little bit so she won't be. She's just kind of dragging along. Off just tad. TSX K781 got clear distant Ideal 9023 south out. Of course, Ideal was the ideal location for a station stop back in the day. That's how that came along. Perfectly flat. All right, 50 on a diamond won't affect us because we are a 50-mile-an-hour train. Another favorite spot of mine with the kudzu over on the right there and the dirt road in the trees is another good spot. Icy Avenue. Watch her speed. We'll have to pull in just a little bit more again. She's actually run considerably slower through here than I thought she would, but it's all because of how short this train is. Like when the track flattens out, it's like it's all on the flat part of the track, and it just really starts to slow down. A long heavy train would definitely run you faster through here. Go ahead and wipe it, Dave. Alright, got it clear. CSX K781 got it clear. North Ideal, 9023 south out. We'll get through Ideal here, the north end, and this is going to be the ideal location to stop this video too, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed watching the rock train. It's been a fun, it's definitely been a fun and interesting train to run. Like I said, short and squatty. But it's a good one. Like, it's another good one to learn your territory because you definitely feel all the ups and downs with it. You know, like I said, the longer trains, they drape over so many multiple grades at one time, especially the trains that run now. It kind of averages out, but this one is all or nothing, right? It's absolutely all or nothing. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to hit that like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Love all of you, and we'll catch you on the rails next time. Peace.